So if we are taking into account what the messaging has been like from the Big Ten and what the messaging is likely to look like if this deal goes through, and we have indications to believe that this deal will go through, it goes like this. Michigan and USC are probably going to hold out, which means that they're not going to be entitled to the deal, and their grant of rights would expire in 2036. So we're going to tie it together. This $2.4 billion valuation and investment is coming from UC Investments, which has a track record of really taking care of the finances of, I mean, we're talking about UC California and its retirement endowment, among other things, which is like $200 billion. So how does this break down for the Big Ten? Well, at Yahoo, Dellinger had a really great piece explaining all this. But for me, the crux of this is for the most prominent brands, you're going to make a lot of money. Okay. So for Ohio State, Penn State, Michigan, if it did agree with the deal, you get an immediate cash infusion of $190 million, which is not a small amount of money, right? And then that's $145 million to the next group, which is going to be like Oregon and USC if they agree. And then the other 13 schools will get between $100 and $110 million. So if you're Rutgers or Maryland or Purdue or Northwestern, you're still going to get at least $100 million immediately. And if you're Ohio State, you're going to get nearly $200 million, $190 million. The upfront money isn't distributed evenly. It is distributed unevenly, a lot like college football, which I think is fair. Ohio State, Michigan, if they agree, Penn State are going to get 5.5% of the league revenues because that's just the way that it's worked out. And you can see what their fan bases are like, the kind of money their fans spend, and their importance to the Big Ten's brand. We're not going to treat you all equally, but we are going to treat you all fairly. This is how America works, right? The more value that you bring in, the more you are worth. And we're not going to treat the punter as if he's worth as much as the quarterback. Nobody will. So why do you agree to this deal if you are a Big Ten school? And I think the answer is quite simply keeping the band together. Like the way that Dellinger put it, I think is best. Stability. You're going to be in a moment settled in the most unsettling and chaotic moment in college football where people don't know if they're coming or going. The demise of the Pac-12 was not on the menu when Larry Scott was trying to make the Pac-12 bigger, make it from the Pac-10 to the Pac-12 to create his own Pac-12 network. It went under. Why? Because the Pac-12 proved not to be very good in the college football playoff era, even as Washington, Oregon were pulling their weight. The USC brand that he wanted to build this off of, the one that was 03 to basically 11, went into the crapper. And that kind of thing can happen to anybody at any time. So how do you create stability? You save your money and you make sure that the deal that you sign has enough money in it and is long enough for you to survive, say, Ohio State or Michigan not being good, which is happening with Penn State right now, right? Penn State, who's lost 6 in a row, has not beat a Big Ten team this season after making the college football playoff last year and playing for the Big Ten championship and making the semifinal of the playoff. You want to protect against that. Now, there are other athletic directors who across the country are pissed about this because, well, now you're going to have people arguing about what their grants of rights are. So what needs to happen is, one, you got to get them all on board if you can. I don't think anybody wants to enter into this deal without Michigan or USC on board. And two, you're really going to have to try to sell this to the public. And that's one of the reasons I want to do this segment. Y'all are with me. Private equity, we're not into it. We don't like it. Private equity has never really been good for any business to grow. It's been good for the people that want to cash out. But after they cash out, it usually becomes a shell of itself. And when private equity is getting involved, the first thing it does is start stripping you down. Things it doesn't think you need. Taking away opportunities and people that make a thing worth having and cool. Taking away things that just are unnecessary as they see it to making money. You snatch the soul out of these things, you snatch the reason that people want to be a part of them. And you have to be careful about that. But again, the folks in charge of the Big Ten believe that that's not the deal that they are signing. I mean, it's as simple as it's not a traditional private equity company. It's a public nonprofit entity that has managed a very large endowment at a big university. Again, UC Investments, to their endowment and their retirement, $200 billion. And we're looking at a Big Ten Enterprises that has learned how to do business. And if they think they got a good business deal and they ask Tony Petitti to put this together, then that's what they're going to do. I am afraid of the unintended consequences here. I don't believe that anybody in the Big Ten doesn't know what they're doing. And I don't believe that UC Investments is nefarious. I do believe that there are unintended consequences to every contract and every negotiation, every deal. The way in which we consume sports will change again. Even right now, we're in the middle of an ESPN YouTube TV standoff where there's an estimate that ESPN is losing $4 million a day, even as its audience is down like 15%. They're still sticking to this, and we're all having to pay the price. And that's the thing I'd be most afraid of, is how you and I get to watch college football and what that's going to mean for us in the future. If that gets protected, fine, cool, do what you want to do. But that's got to be what it is first. You have to protect fans and their ability to enjoy college football.